आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest movements the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
100 years ago, on this day in 1921, Mahatma Gandhi took the epoch-making decision to only wear a simple dhoti and shawl for the rest of his life, a vow that became part of history as well as Mahatma's own identity.
All India Radio spoke to Director, National Gandhi Museum, A. Annamalai, about the historic day.
Considered to be one of the most important events in Gandhi's life, he changed his clothes like a poor farmer. The historic event took place on September 22nd, 1921 in the city of Madurai in Tamil Nadu. The people of Madurai gathered in thousands to welcome Gandhi, who came through Trichy, Srirangam and Dindigul on September 21st, 1921. Gandhi stayed at Ramji Kalyanji's house at West Massey Street as his guest. That night, Rajaji and T.S.S. Rajan had a long discussion with Gandhi on his decision, but they could not convince Gandhi. He announced that he decided to change to a simple dress like a farmer. A barber was arranged and he shaved his head completely. The next morning, he took a bath, put on a cloth around his lower body and another cloth over his upper body, and proceeded to address a public meeting at what is now known as Gandhi Patil on Kamaraj Road, Madurai.
Gandhiji became one with the poor through his attire, and in the infamous words of imperialist British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, became the Half Naked Fakir, who defeated the might of the British Empire. Today, we also remember the great educationist Karmaveer Bhaurao Patil, who was born on this day in 1887 at Kolhapur, Maharashtra. Greatly influenced by the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi, he was a freedom fighter who understood the critical importance of self-reliant mass education as an integral part of the freedom movement.
He founded the Rayat Education Society and played an important role in educating the so-called backward castes and the low-income people. He was a prominent member of Satyashodhak Samaj, founded by Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, and used to perform Satyashodhaki Jalsas in the villages of Maharashtra and awaken the people to the dire consequences of the social evils of the time.
During his lifetime, Bhaurao established 108 secondary schools, 578 voluntary schools, 6 training colleges, 3 colleges and 38 boarding schools, with many of them being devoted to girls' education.
During a public meeting in 1921, Bhaurao met Gandhiji at Mumbai and was highly impressed by Gandhiji's appearance in a loincloth and his philosophy of khadi. Following this encounter, Bhaurao decided to adopt the khadi attire and follow Gandhian principles in everyday life.
Bhaurao adopted the motto, education through self-help and earn while you learn, which Gandhiji had enshrined in his Nai Talim system of education.
Bhaurao's sterling achievements is that within himself, he combined the inspiration from two Mahatmas, Gandhi and Phule, and carried forward the common principles of social reform. May we get inspired by his passion for mass education and work towards ensuring it for all Indians.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.